Welcome to the Gold Collection, a 24-carat guide through A to Z, shining the spotlight on the best of the best from the world of entertainment. R is for romantic comedy. Race. Revenge. Robbery. Reality TV. Rags to riches. Robots. And more. Today, the Gold Collection is brought to you by the letter R, and R is for romantic comedy. Our first film to make you fall in love is 2 Weeks' Notice, starring Hugh Grant and Sandra Bullock. The romantic comedy veterans teamed up for the first time for the tale of a spoilt rich boy who doesn't realise he's met the girl of his dreams until it's almost too late.
In the story of a man who had the woman of his dreams.
You love him. I love him. You love him. I love him. You love him. I love him? Okay, come on, your turn.
And never even noticed.
Of course, what follows is a hilarious film about an unusual relationship.
Right. Don't know where that came from.
2 Weeks' Notice.
Next up on our romantic comedy list is the Jennifer Lopez vehicle, Maid in Manhattan.
Dirty.
In Maid in Manhattan,
Oh, Lord,
Lopez plays
on your
Marissa,
face.
a hotel maid whose life is transformed by a rich and handsome senatorial hopeful by the name of Christopher Marshall, played by Ralph Fiennes.
Like we did when we first met.
After fate steps in and throws the unlikely pair together for one night, one question remains. In the same vein as Cinderella, will he still love her once he finds out her true identity?
You're beautiful.
Finally, there's Love Actually. Love Actually follows different couples meeting and falling in love. Some emerge from sad circumstance, others are hysterically funny.
20 years ago, you'd have been just his type.
I'm in love.
Aren't you a bit young to be in love?
No.
Oh, okay.
The film sports a stellar ensemble cast, each of whom brings their own acting skills to the warm, fuzzy, romantic comedy film. After all you need is love.
Is you.
R is for race. In these films, the characters are racing against time. Our first race is one to avoid death, one worth rushing for. In the series' Final Destination, a group of survivors who cheat death the first time around find themselves running from it.
The ones who got off that roller coaster are still going to die. Unless we can figure out how to stop it.
In the third film, student Wendy fails to stop her friends riding a roller coaster she predicted would crash. She teams with a schoolmate in a race against time to prevent death from revisiting the survivors of the accident. Hong Kong star Andy Lau and veteran actor Felix Wong starred in the 2005 film Wait Till You're Older. The award-winning actor plays Kwong, an unhappy 12-year-old boy who goes to sleep and wakes up a grown man. Plunging into the adult world, Kwong, the angry young man, is ready to take revenge on his parents. But then he realises the harsh truth. His growth rate isn't stopping, and the story turns into a race against time to do the right thing.
才3天，比我想象的老得快。哟。
Our final race against time is based on the true story of screenwriter Oscar Torres's embattled childhood. Innocent Voices is the story of one 11-year-old boy's fight to survive in El Salvador. Shava is faced with the impossible choice of joining either the army or the rebels. In his race against time, he somehow manages to find the courage to keep his heart open and his spirit alive.
Van a ser soldados como nosotros.
These characters just don't seem to have time on their side. R is for revenge, because some scores need to be settled. Our first tale of revenge is a legendary one. Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith.
Who could have done this?
Twisted by the dark side, young Skywalker has become.
I feel so helpless.
Complete with lightsaber duels, epic space battles, and wild-looking aliens, Revenge of the Sith also deals with the Sith seeking revenge. Our second tale of vengeance is Sympathy for Lady Vengeance. The cleverly spun plot involves a woman released from prison after serving a 13-year sentence for a kidnapping she confessed as hers. During her imprisonment, she was a model inmate, an angelic Florence Nightingale amid desperate and depraved women. She is saving the evil inside her for a meticulously, psychologically driven plot to torture and then kill the man responsible for her lost years behind bars and the loss of her child. Our final vengeful tale is that of the Punisher.
We're going hunting.
This is not vengeance. No, not vengeance. It's punishment.
After his family is killed, Frank Castle decides that the law cannot appropriately punish those who have done him wrong. He becomes the judge, jury, and executioner, or as he likes to call it, the Punisher.
For me before. Call me the Punisher.
For the Punisher, revenge is sweet.
Shouldn't play with knives.
R is for Robbery, and if everyone just remains calm, no main characters will get hurt.
Stick 'em out.
Starring Australian actor Guy Pearce, The Hard Word tells the story of three money-grabbing siblings who are released after spending a stint in prison for robbing banks. Soon after being released, however, they devise a plot to pull off their biggest heist ever. When it all goes wrong, the brothers discover the full extent of a friend's treachery and break away in a hijacked car. The movie Cradle to the Grave combines the power and beauty of Eastern martial arts, the grittiness of Western street fighting, and breathtaking stunts in their mission to complete a complex robbery. The movie is the third of the trilogy of films made by Joel Silver. It stars Jet Li as the Taiwanese intelligence agent Sue, who clashes with streetwise urban entrepreneur Tony Fate. After pulling off a complex robbery, Fate comes fist to fist with Sue, who has pursued the Black Diamonds halfway around the world. Spike Lee's film Inside Man stars some of Hollywood's most celebrated actors. Denzel Washington, Clive Owen, Jodie Foster and Willem Dafoe join forces in the thriller about a perfect robbery that goes horribly wrong.
Back up! Back up!
One jumbo jet with full gas tank and pilots at JFK parked in the runway. We give you till 9 p.m. to do this, then we'll kill one hostage every hour. Until I talk to them, they get nothing, not even a cup of coffee.
Tough New York police detective Fraser, played by Washington, is sent to solve the situation, and a game of cat and mouse begins.
Interests are protected.
Just let everybody stay calm, okay?
Don't I sound calm to you?
is for reality TV, the place where everyday people are exploited for entertainment value. For Amish in the City, reality television producers plucked 5 Amish men and women from the American Midwest and transported them to Los Angeles. Predictably, producers paired these sheltered youngsters with some fairly worldly and assertive urban dwellers, a strict vegan, a handsome swim teacher, a party girl, a club promoter, a musician, and a student from the inner city. What few people realise about the Amish is that their youth do not enter their adult lifestyle against their will. Upon reaching adulthood, the young members engage in a journey of discovery in the outside world.
With 6 city kids.
The reality show Mr. Personality played on the notion that most women claim they're more attracted to a man's personality. Mr. Personality puts that theory to the test. Hosted by Monica Lewinsky, 20 eligible bachelors try to woo a beautiful woman named Haley.
Where looks won't matter.
This is a chance for someone to really get to know you for who you are as a person.
The men must wear a mask throughout the courtship and try to win Haley's affection and attention with their personality, wit and charm instead of their looks.
Last when the mask comes off.
Our final reality TV show is Style Me with Rachel Hunter. Hunter and her team found 12 American wannabe stylists to compete for $10,000 and a 1-year contract with a talent agency. Style Me is based in America's fashion capital, New York City. The winner gets to style Hunter for a red carpet event, all for 15 minutes of fame.
11 will not measure up.
R is for Rags to Riches, because not all stars were born rich and famous. James Bond actor Sean Connery didn't set out to become a star. After he spent 3 years in the British Navy, he had a string of odd jobs. He was a bricklayer, a lifeguard, and a milkman. It was his hobby that actually kicked off his career in entertainment. Sean's weightlifting allowed him to represent Scotland at the Mr. Universe contest. With no intention of acting professionally, Sean began auditioning, and after his film debut in Lilacs in the Spring, he never looked back. A true rags to riches story.
And the game is on.
Though Hilary Swank now lives in a multi-million-dollar house, it wasn't always so. Hilary began acting as a child, but when she moved with her mother to Los Angeles at the age of 16, the two were so hard up, they lived out of a car. The 2-time Oscar-winning actress only received $75 a day for playing her first Academy Award-winning role in Boys Don't Cry. When she won her second Oscar, she expressed disbelief at not only winning the award, but being a working actress.
I'm just a girl from a trailer park who had a dream. I never thought this would ever happen, let alone be nominated.
Our final rags to riches star is Michael Caine. The veteran actor is the son of a fish market porter, and after dropping out of school, took on a few working-class jobs himself. He went on to serve in the British Army, seeing combat during the Korean War. Upon his return, he took an interest in theatre, and after adopting the stage name Michael Caine, received steady work.
Come up to check your medical team.
There is another reason why I came up here.
He is now an Academy Award-winning actor with an impressive filmography that continues to grow. R is for Rome. It's not hard to find. Apparently, all roads lead there. Gregory Peck and Audrey Hepburn found their way there for Roman holiday.
You'll have a fit. What would they say if they knew I'd spend the night in your room?
Well, I tell you what, you don't tell your folks and I won't tell mine.
It's a bet.
In the film, Hepburn played a princess in search of an adventure, while Peck played a reporter in search of a story. Over their 24 hours of freedom, the two fall in love.
Well, champagne per la signorina and cold coffee for me.
Va bene, signore.
Must be quite a life you have in that school. Champagne for lunch.
Our second story set in Rome is the Academy Award-winning Gladiator. In the film, Russell Crowe plays Maximus, who, after escaping an ordered execution, is taken into slavery and trained as a gladiator.
My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius, commander of the armies of the North, general of the Felix Legions, loyal servant to the true emperor, Marcus Aurelius.
When he reaches Rome, he becomes involved in a plot to overthrow the emperor. When in Rome,
and I will have my vengeance.
Our final tale set in Rome is the television series Rome. While most of the series is fictional, it does contain historical figures like Caesar, Pompey, and Mark Antony. The 12-part miniseries tells the story of two ordinary Roman soldiers who unwittingly become entwined in the historical events of ancient Rome. For the first season, the show apparently used 5 acres for their outdoor sets, which at the time was considered the largest standing set in the world. No doubt, like the city, the set for Rome wasn't built in a day either. R is for robots. We'll look at the good ones, the bad ones, and the really pretty ones. First up, the good.
Well, that's all right. There's no film in the camera. Would you like to buy maps of the stars' homes? Where'd he go?
The animated film Robots is a family-friendly tale. Rodney Copperbottom is a robot in an entirely mechanical world with no humans or animals to gum up the works. But the robots are all too human, and like so many young heroes of the cinema, Rodney has left home to seek adventure. Along the way, he meets an executive bot, a manic misfit, and a wicked corporate tyrant.
There's this giant hammer. Oh, they brought it back. Just stick with me, kid. I know this town like the back of my hand. Hey, that's new.
Our next set of robots are the pretty ones.
These women are like deranged flight attendants.
In The Stepford Wives, Nicole Kidman plays Joanna, a young working mother. On the surface, her life is perfect, until one day it all comes crashing down around her. So husband Walter, played by Matthew Broderick, decides to move to Stepford, Connecticut to make a fresh start.
Overhaul every physical flaw.
But something strange is happening in the quaint little town of Stepford, and Joanna is suspicious. The wives are too perfect, subservient, and unusually attentive.
Bye. Goodbye. Goodbye. See ya.
Finally, the bad robots. Fear not, actor Will Smith has saved the world 4, maybe 5 times already. He can certainly take on a few thinking toasters.
Murder's a new trick for a robot. Respond.
I, Robot is set in the year 2035, when robots are an everyday household item and everyone trusts them, except for one slightly paranoid detective who's investigating what he alone believes is a crime perpetrated by a robot.
Deactivate.
Make sure you keep an eye out for killer robots.
He's not listening right now.
R is for reporters, because the public need to know the truth. Based on a true story, the film The Guys tells of journalist Joan, played by Sigourney Weaver, who is trying to help a grieving firefighter, Nick, write eulogies for his friends killed at the World Trade Center on September 11, 2001. Numb with shock and grief, Nick is at a loss for words, and Joan helps him get through his pain. In getting Nick to start telling her about his lost comrades, she finds descriptions and revelations she can then weave into coherent eulogies.
We had this motto, follow me.
The Guys is about how they collaborate to draw human portraits that help them come to terms with that horrible day.
Extraordinary situation.
Another on-screen reporter is perhaps one of cinema's most famous. I'm talking, of course, of Clark Kent.
How you doing? Jimmy Olsen, photographer. Oh, hi, Clark Kent. Nice to meet you.
Coming and going.
And who could forget his love interest, Lois Lane. While Clark becomes Superman when the world is in trouble, during the day, he's a mild-mannered reporter for the Daily Planet. Working as a reporter helped Clark investigate the bad guys and disappear at a moment's notice without anyone becoming the least bit suspicious.
Peter Pan flew with children, Lois. In a fairy tale.
Our final reporter is played by Angelina Jolie in Life or Something Like It. Jolie plays Lainey Kerrigan, a reporter who obnoxiously makes no bones about how perfect her life is. What with her star job at a Seattle television station, her status-enhancing romance with baseball slugger Cal, fabulous wardrobe and sleek apartment, and an even sleeker platinum blonde Maid. Lainey is upset when noted street savant Prophet Jack tells her she will die. It's a shame she doesn't have any superpowers.
There's no end. I am not going to die.
R is for rabbits. Cute, cuddly, and up to no good. The cartoon rabbit Bugs Bunny is one of the world's most popular animated characters. The wascally wabbit is clever and confident and has captured the imagination of cartoon lovers everywhere.
Yes, sir. Queen of Diamonds is your card. Just put it back into deck. Anywhere is fine. And oopsie daisy, aha. Is this your card? No.
One explanation for his popularity is because Bugs always wins. No matter what the situation he finds himself in, he always comes out on top.
I'm gonna blast you!
Think we should go back and help him?
Nah, Elmer never gets bugs. It's a formula, but it works.
The great thing about movies, you always know it's gonna happen.
Our next rabbit is a little cuter. This one is Thumper, Bambi's friend.
What's the matter? What happened? Did the young prince fall down?
The 6-year-old who voiced the young Thumper, Peter Ben, was hired after he said that line during his audition. While the casting director yelled out that Ben couldn't act, the animators loved the voice and created the character around his vocal performance.
What did your father tell you this morning? If you can't say something nice, don't say nothing at all.
Our final rabbit is the rabbit star of Wallace and Gromit, Curse of the Were-Rabbit. The hair-raising tale features the two enterprising chums Wallace and Gromit, who come to the rescue with their humane pest control outfit, Anti-Pesto. They also use a host of wildly imaginative inventions to protect the town's giant vegetable competition from a mysterious vegetable-chomping marauder. That's all we've got time for. Next time on The Gold Collection, we'll set sail for the letter S.